we get into today's update, very quickly, we must address something. The Dow Jones is down another 529 points today, making it over 1,300 point reversal since just yesterday. It's been a tremendous breakdown, but I think it's got a long ways to go. And instead of having a Christmas rally, like a lot of people were predicting, we very well might have a big Christmas dump here, but we won't know anything until we break down past this current level. There's a lot to show, especially with XRP, with crypto, with the dollar being at 104.639, and I think it's making its push back up to almost 105.662, and maybe even further. That'll tell us a lot when we get to that downtrending resistance and the pattern formation. And also, the total crypto market cap right now is hovering on being down $30 billion today, or better than 3.69% at $775 billion. I talked a lot about once it broke this formation, we would be trending down to about $735 billion. Are we on the verge of dropping another $40 billion in the total crypto market cap? Is Tether running into some big problems here? As late last night, we did come down to 993, and that is not paired 1-to-1. And I feel like something bigger is happening with Tether. We'll get into that during this update, as well as this is a huge, jam-packed update with a lot of layers, and you're seeing a lot of it before even the intro. XRP hit our target at 357. We talked about it yesterday when it was at 376 approximately. We've talked about it for the better part of a week and a half. And that symmetrical triangle that started November 24th, 2022, if it broke down under 371, that would signal a flash drop that would push down to 357. That happened immediately following the 371 break. Within about a 12-hour period, we dropped down to the 357. It is very important for you to pay attention to this update. Pay attention to the 16,662 level on Bitcoin. And pay attention to XLM because it is now under 8 cents, and it looks like it could be trending down to that 7.2 area. There's also a lot of stories about how XLM was used with a huge transaction to help push money to Ukraine. So there's a lot going on with Stellar, and like I said, there's a chance that XRP is the distraction and XLM is actually where you should be paying attention. Not that XRP is not going to be huge, but the fact that XLM is so cheap, and Jed McCaleb was part of XRP and left, I believe because he didn't want to be part of the Illuminati or part of the bigger government corruption or a part of the enslaving of humanity, so to say, and he went more of the freer route. So he created Stellar Lumens. I could be completely wrong, but in any event, I'm going to want to be part of what the government's doing, so I'm going to have my XRP. That's going to be a way of transferring funds with their on-demand liquidity. It's just the way it goes. They're going to have the liquidity for all. And XLM might just be for you and me. Also the businesses, like I've talked about, just not to the extent, but for a different cause, more of a cause for humanity. And then XDC fills in the gaps. XDC doesn't give a shit who's using it, but they're equipped for all. So after this intro, we're going to get into a lot, mainly the charts, but I hope you've been informed just in this first almost 4 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the sun. Sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we have and we will and we are and we do and we will and we won't, but it doesn't. They say it won't, but we do and it will and we are and we have and we will again and again and again. Stay true, stay blessed. Good early afternoon, 1:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, December 16th, 2022. I'm T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibite OG. As we sit here in this market that is completely upside down, the day before my 39th birthday, what an exciting time to be alive here. I want to thank the 214 members of Tom's Army for sponsoring this update and sponsoring every update, as I don't take any paid promotions, I don't take any paid advertising, and I will not promote a simple product. I like to keep this for the people, by the people, and I don't want any special interest telling me what I have to say, how to say it, and when to say it. So I do this the way I feel fit, and right now the Dow Jones is down 515 points. Like I stated, from the top yesterday, we have fallen in one day. Well, if we go from the 13th, we're up to 34,702. So in one day, or 2 days now, we have fallen 2,000 points in the Dow. The Dow is down 2,000 points since Wednesday. Since Wednesday, we're down almost 6% in the Dow. That's a huge drop. And I said yesterday, 97% of stocks, commodities, or whatever was in the Dow index was down. 97% were down. Very slim pickings. Commodities are trying to have a small rebound, but it doesn't look good. This looks like a rejection point ready to happen. And with the US dollar looking like it's getting a little bullishness here, and if it does continue up, like it looks like it might, there's a real chance now we might move back up to 105.78 or even 106.20. If that happens, we need to get a close over 105. 105 is where you want to close over to show that we might be pushing back in the bullish narrative. We've closed under 105 for the last 7 days. So not exactly bullish look, but it could also be a little bit of deception here taking place to go into the latter of the year. Typically, if we're going to have a Christmas run, it would have started today. Going into this weekend, as I've stated since the beginning of December, by the 16th, 17th, 18th, you really want to see some kind of run happening. And have the 19th, a big run in the market, starting on the 19th. Right now, going into the weekend, though, and the Dow's down, like I said, 2,000 points since Wednesday. It doesn't breed a lot of confidence, but what this could do is dump some liquidity out, form some new buyers, and give it the margin to push up. But right now, it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like we're going into the weekend very ice cold. Like I've stated, the total crypto market cap is closing in on $30 billion down in one day. We're down almost 3.6%, down to $776 billion. It's a major drop. And now we face the fact that we've completely reversed back down. And like I've said from the beginning, I think we look very bad in the weekly. And the weekly is what scares me. We've had the crossed and divergence in the 20, coming back through the 200, and this is using the EMA lines only. And I do this because of the technical traders. The 50 and the 100 still needs to come through here. So what does that mean? That means this gigantic bear flag. I believe we're going to come back into the consolidation phase. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but there is a distinct chance that the total crypto market cap could find itself one day at 176.23 billion. That's just me being real. Now, if we can hold the top of the consolidation zone, you're talking about 313 billion approximately. Or if you can hold this, 561 billion. I'm not too confident we're going to hold this formation to the downside if, in fact, we do break and this bear flag plays out. This is massive. This is a massive, massive warning for everybody, as I've been stating, and I'll continue to state. You've got Theta at 78 cents. Do you know how many people were begging me to buy Theta in early 2021, or late 2021 and early 2022 because it had got down to $4? And in 2021 in December, it's at $7. And then if you go farther back, it's way higher if you don't use the USDT, which I like to use for Theta. One, because it's the BITGET chart, but two, because I don't have to oversight it. I don't have to overextend it. I can look at it from here where it was at $8.27 just in November of 2021. Do you know what that equates to, the losses? That's why when people say hold your crypto and don't sell, I say you're full of shit. You're telling me it's the same as holding it now and being down 90.89%. Now you're down 90.89%, but now if you had sold it and you bought it back just here and it gets back up to all-time highs, it's not, you need to recover 90% of your losses. But for anybody who buys it right here roughly, and I put it at 82 cents, not even 79, that's 932% from the bottom back up. So spare me the bullshit about we should long hold and not care about technical analysis. That's a 90% loss you've incurred right now from just December of 2021 and November of 2021, 1 year, but you just hold. Now you could buy it from here 3 cents ago. Now it's 3 cents cheaper even now. And it would be a 932% gain to get back to where some people say, well, I'm just long holding it. It doesn't matter. That's horseshit to me. And the more this plays out, the more I'm going to show you these examples, because this is what's happening. This is the reality. If you don't understand crypto and you don't understand technical analysis, for everybody who says technical analysis doesn't matter, you've lost so much money that it doesn't matter to you now because you don't believe. Just for XRP, and we're not going to say from $1.98 because that's unreasonable. I told everybody from $1.66. And just hear me out. From $1.66, let me get to $1.66 real quick. When I liquidated and told everybody to liquidate after making 425+%, and I got criticized, I don't forget things. And most of the people watching couldn't forget because of how bad it got. And this is at 35.82. So 78%. So if you just had, we're just going to hold. It doesn't matter. Technical analysis is bullshit. Day-to-day charts don't matter. What's the difference? We just need to long hold, and eventually it's going to work out. That is such horseshit, I can't even explain it to you. So now, you're down 78.47%, assuming you were in from $1.66 when I said to liquidate. So 78.47%, it's come down. Let's hear me out. So now you're like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not selling it. I'm just down right now. What does it matter? Well, because had you have bought it, even now, at 35.8, even if this is where you decide to buy it and it goes way down, but then it eventually comes back up, we'll say 36 cents. Just to get back to $1.66, are you starting to see my point here? It doesn't matter, but now, let's say you spent $3,500 up there. That same $3,500 is now going to be worth about $11,000. Just for it to get back up to where someone says, oh, it doesn't matter when you buy it. Anybody who says that doesn't understand technical analysis, and they're dummies. And they listen. If anybody you listen to suggests that, you got to stop listening to them. I may not have the biggest community here, but what I have is a very wise community, a very educated and loyal community. And my community is positioned thoroughly for when we hit the true bottom to turn ourselves into millionaires, because we took 400+% of profits in 2021, sold it out before a 78% drop in XRP. I dare you to find one other YouTuber who can make that claim. So that's for all those reasons and more. I believe you should join Tom's Army. I believe you should continue this journey with me, and I can lead you in the right direction. I don't only speak it, I prove it on a daily basis. I have not missed a single day on YouTube since I started on March 28th approximately. That is 20 months without a single missed day at the office. Actually 21 now when we get to the end of this month. I'll never miss a day. If I miss a day, it's because I'm not breathing. And I'm very young still. I'm only 38, only about to be 39. So you got a long time to deal with me. And right now, by the time I'm 42, that's when I've had the vision of being a millionaire since I was 11 years old. Didn't know how, didn't know why, didn't know why I was showing these visions when I was sleeping. I would get stuck in purgatory, didn't know it was purgatory, and I'd run up crying to my mom when I was like 9 years old. It led into when I was 11, and then one of the purgatory dreams, it showed my future when I was 42, and somehow I became a millionaire, and I came from very humble beginnings. And then I learned later on that I still suffer from sleep paralysis. So that's what actually was going on, but I was given vision. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on there. So I was molded my entire life to go through a lot of hardships. I broke my back. I was financially poor. Worked my way out of it. I had a credit score under 500 when I broke my back. When it first happened, I had a 780. I was doing fine. But I was only 23 when it happened. But now I've learned a way to regrow, learned how to walk, was told I'd never walk without a cane or without being in, technically like a wheelchair for support. I don't use a cane. I don't use any of that. And today, in fact, if you want motivation, was my 40th workout today. That's 40 workouts of weight training, and I actually had to increase each of my dumbbells this week by 5 pounds, which means I added 10 pounds of weight this week. It's not about how much you lift. It's not about the weight, it's about the form. And right now, I'm only doing, 20 pounds on each side. So, you progress, you understand, you do your push-ups, you do just a lot of things. So, continue this journey with me. I'm not going to lead you astray. Because if you lose money, I'm losing money. And if I lose money, I can't live. So, and I take it to heart. I'm the only person you're going to watch who actually cares. If I lose you money, and I lose us as a whole, I don't sleep at night. So, 32 cents would be where we're looking to come down to now that we broke this symmetrical triangle, if we can get past the bear flag. And the bear flag we're actually right on right now. And I'm going to release this because I think there's a lot in here for you to see. But we're right on the bear flag. Remember what I said yesterday, the 357. Talked exactly about it, and I extended it out as far as we needed. Now we can keep overextending it, but I just like to show everybody what I do can't be duplicated. I don't use fibs. I don't use any of that garbage. And it's a good thing to use for most people, but for me, it manipulates my mind. I want to know what's going to happen, not because of an indicator. I use volume, and I use the EMA line so I can see where technical traders are hiding out. Nothing more, nothing less. Some people will say a simple formation like this, anybody can do. Correct, but where are you going to lay it out? How are you going to set it up? How is it going to work between the small term, long term? Do you have a good grasp of what's going on in the short term and the long term? That's the biggest question. Most people have no plan, and they just say, I'm going to long hold. Well, good luck with that, as I make 300 to 900% of my given coin on the way back up. And was liquidated while you lost all your money. And that's not a shot. That's not a jab. That's simply saying, if you're here, pay attention, because I've got knowledge, and if you want it, it's openly here for free. So this is what we're looking at for XRP. Can we break 357 now? Break back into this bear flag, which is all the way broken. And right now, if we don't, this is a daily retest, and we could bounce within here. And the Christmas Day rally could go from 357, and maybe it was a pushback to 433. What a kick in the dick that would be. But that's possibly what they could do. And they'd say, oh, look at this big Christmas rally. But it was nothing more than a rebounce up and a retest to confirm the broken bull flag. So that's what we're looking for here. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't have to over-explain it. Keep it simplified and understand what you're looking at. XLM, we continue moving down, and I told everybody, I believe this was a bear flag. I believe this was a head and shoulders that got built in very quickly, came back down, retested the broken bull flag very discreetly in about an hour, and then came all the way back down. Or a 4-hour period, we came all the way back down. And now we're within the bear flag, and I said we got to come down here to the 7.7 first. And then if we break that, we've got the 7.2 level. So pay very close attention to my charts. I'm not just putting these up for no reason. I do this because they matter. And every single day, I will show you the direction of the market with an overall feel of where it's going to go. I show you where we're going to get to at the end, but I'm also showing you day by day. So if that confuses you, watch this twice. And then DGB. And then I'm going to go to Bitcoin, and then we're going to release this. DGB, like we've stated, and I did the best with DGB. I love what I did. I drew the DGB, man, because I said, listen, folks, during Jerome Powell's speech when I had that 40% pump, I said, this is it. We were right over here. I said, this is it. We've topped. It's over. It's the DGB, man. It is over. So now it's come back down here. Now, in order for DGB not to break completely, it's got to hold this 844. If DGB breaks to 844, you're talking the 747 level becomes very, very real. I mean, very real. And You have 802 that can hold you from the 7.7 or the 7.4 level. Then you break that and you're coming down to like the 7.3, 7.4. I mean, it's going to be a big nightmare down here. And then 7.2, I mean, you break that though, that's when the real fun starts with DGB down to 0.02. Oh, you heard it correctly. We've got a big drop coming in. If we can just finish this off, it could happen now, or it's going to drag it out farther. But what I'm telling you right now is pay attention. This channel was beautiful. I showed everybody what was going to happen before it happened. If it was above, this is the pump scenario. The dump scenario was to get rejected here, and that's exactly what happened. Showed 2 out of 3 were dump, only one scenario where we're going to pump. And I said it was looking terrible. And I warned everybody, Jerome Powell was telling you secretly, he was being hawkish a couple weeks ago when he said we're going to stay the course. And now he said there's no plans in 2023 to cut rates. That's very bearish for the market. The market's missing it. Initially, it pumped. So with Bitcoin, critical right now. Bitcoin needs to get back over 17,000 ultimately, or we're going to continue this trek down to 16,600 as I talked about for what? Forever. It's just the way it goes. And when people say something about the charts, eat your heart out, baby, because all these charts line up beautifully. And if you understand what I'm doing, I don't just work with one chart. I have 3 Bitcoin charts, 4 XRP charts, 2 XLM, 2 DGB. I got Algo, IOTA, I've got Quan, I've got AV, Litecoin, Theta, T-Fuel, Matic, Tezo, Shiba, Doge. I've got Sheena in you. I've got, let's see, what else do I have on the bottom side? Filecoin. You know, there's so much stuff I covered. DApp, Divi, AGI, XDC, DAG, Constellation, Kava, Solana, ZIL, VeChain, Casper, XDC, HBAR. And then you go into the commodities and I cover not only the Dow, the DXY, the US 10-year, crude oil, PBR, gold, silver ratio, the gold, B2 gold. I cover Fortuna silver mines. I cover the silver chart. I cover the copper and the platinum. We also look at Barrick Gold. We look at just a slew of others, Kinross and Platinum. I mean, the total crypto market cap, Tether, the Bitcoin Pro shares. I understand the market better than anybody. I implore you to join Tom's Army. I implore you to hit that subscribe button and join the more than 15,200. I also implore you, when I put out a 1-minute video, you should probably watch it because I never get any views. But my 1-minute video from yesterday, I talked about the 371 and I came out at about midnight. And I said we're going to 357 as the first level when we break the flag. That's the broken bear flag. And that's exactly what we did. So pay attention. I tell you everything that needs to happen. The video from this morning has 331 views so far. Not bad. It's already got 77 likes. It takes me a while to get through the analytics. So I need your help. Join me on MEXC. No VPN needed in the USA. You can buy your XRP or IOTA and all your favorite ISO coins and transfer it off the exchange if you want. And send it to your native wallets or to Uphold or wherever you want. BitGet, join me there as well, as I'm on both platforms and Uphold. I only show you, I'm not getting paid by these platforms. I only show you because this is what I trust. And if you're watching me, I'm going to show you what I use. And if you're here after 23 minutes, I assume you want to know how to trade this stuff. On BitGet, if you're in the USA, you need a VPN. Old users don't need it. But their reserves are 7-to-1 on their Bitcoin to cash flow reserves. That means they have 7 times funds in Bitcoin than users have in Bitcoin. So they hold 7 times more Bitcoin than what they've given out. That's incredible. Uphold's very transparent, very safe, Web3 enabled, and they're ready for the big guns. You can get Uphold. I encourage you to go on Uphold because when I have money on there, I use it as a savings. I get paid rewards in Uphold, and that's not a joke. 3% Uphold rewards, or an XRP. Every single month they send me $50 as well. That's $600 a year. And that's for anybody for using them as a savings account, basically. So spend your money wisely and understand the exchanges you're on. XRP Future Millionaire. Hashtag the FUD stops here.